lounge rooms and on the street than, with the exception of talkback radio, in our national media. One of the harshest critics of the Australian media is John Pilger. Well known and widely published in Britain, he's virtually invisible in the Australian press. His forum in Australia is the public meeting. We spent a day with him recently in Sydney. The Sydney anti-war rally in February. One of the star attractions is expatriate journalist, author and filmmaker John Pilger.
So let us reassure Howard and Bush and Blair and their hangers-on that they have every reason to be afraid.
Pilger's articles on Iraq, the media and the war are published in multiple newspapers around the world, but not here. His writings are known to this crowd courtesy of email and the internet, not any Australian media organisation.
And we are the majority. Thank you.
People like Chomsky and myself are referred to in the Australian press. You know, we get a little serve from Miranda Devine or Gerard Henderson. But the readers of the Sydney Morning Herald, the readers of The Age, the readers of The Australian, aren't allowed to read the context, actually what we write. It's a critical reference, but not the body of our work. I don't know of any other country that really does that with my work.
Yeah. I can't turn right there. I'll go straight ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
For the past 3 years, one of Pilger's journalistic specialties has been Iraq. His films are run on commercial TV in Britain, and his articles published weekly in one of their biggest tabloids, but virtually never here.
I'm unpopular as far as media executives are concerned.
Why?
It's interesting. There are two levels of it, but I would think quite popular amongst journalists who almost furtively say to me, you know, keep doing what you're doing, or I'm invited to say something on a particular program that they dare not say. So I become their sort of fifth column in this system that is...
But in recent months, as Australia has plunged towards war, he hasn't even been used as a fifth columnist. Desperate for something to say about Iraq, TV stations and newspapers have been eager to talk to any retired general, but in all the chatter about balance and diversity, Pilger's absence has been conspicuous to say the least.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
And it's not through any difficulty of access. He's been living in Sydney for the past 4 months, filing reports for the UK.
We're here to, I hope, discuss independent journalism. It doesn't exist. Only as honourable exceptions in Australia. I'm being blunt because that's the truth.
John Pilger may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it seems odd that his message is deemed too unpalatable for sensitive Australian ears.
There are two wars going on. They're being bombed in Iraq, we're being bombed with propaganda. And yet the ABC is embedded. Are we that stupid? It is not the most reported war, it is the most controlled war.
You've spoken for many years about the state of the Australian media, but is that message now finding a more receptive audience in a time of crisis like this? It seems that part of your audience is even more bleak and cynical than you are about the state of news and current affairs.
I'm not sure I'm bleak and cynical, Mark. I'm critical, and I think I think all journalists have to do, and that's what I've tried to do, is apply a professional scepticism to their own craft. Criticism of the media often produces a defensiveness, but again it's a public defensiveness. In private, as I've mentioned, you get so many journalists agreeing with you. Now really something has to happen, because this kind of reporting, when every day we pick up newspapers we regard as good, and it's just page after page of really... even if it's not overt, but insidious pro-war stuff, as if this is World War II all over again with maps instead of a completely rapacious attack on a country for the most deeply cynical reasons. I mean, that's the truth of this thing, and it isn't being projected that way. This is this morning's Sydney Morning Herald. Now, all these headlines need to be decoded. Months to victory, US warns. That should read, US in big trouble. That's our national newspaper. This is a false story. This is a false story. And of course we'll have the usual thing from Murdoch executives and Murdoch people. No one tells me what to do. They don't have to. That's the answer to that.
It's classic Pilger, only now his themes of media manipulation in Australia don't just concern the death of democracy, but the death of innocence, a situation he lays in part at the feet of the media.
Had they not echoed and channeled all that mendacious information, most of it, I think that, especially in the United States, I don't think this attack would have taken place.